Hello everyone, good day for all. Welcome back to another episode of Ayur Samveda, a smart way to Ayurveda. I am Dr. Kavya Vasudev and you are watching Study Ashtanga Hridaya series. Please subscribe to my channel and enable the bell button for continuous updates in Samhita. In the last videos, we were discussing Dosha Bhediya Adhyaya and we have seen the three types of diseases, that is Doshaja, Karmaja and Dosha Karmaja Vyadhis. Their properties and management has been dealt with. If you have not watched those videos, please click the I button to access them. Moving with the same chapter, Dosha Bhediya Adhyaya. Next, the further classification of diseases is being dealt with. The two types of diseases, that is Dvividha Vyadhi is told. Dvidha Swaparatantratvat Vyadhayo Antya Punardvidha Purvajaha Purvarupakya Jataha Paschat Upadravaha. Dvidha Swaparatantratvat Vyadhayo Antyaha Punaha Dvidha Purvajaha Purvarupakya Jataha Paschat Upadravaha. Dvidha Swaparatantratvat Vyadhayo Antyaha Punaha Dvidha Purvajaha Purvarupakya Jataha Paschat Upadravaha. So the two classifications of diseases are Swatantra Vyadhi and Paratantra Vyadhi. Swatantra Vyadhis are the independent Vyadhis or the primary diseases which happens or which occur at the first or initially, and Paratantra Vyadhis are the secondary diseases or the associated diseases. So first the Swatantra Vyadhis will be manifesting, and associated with that certain other diseases which are manifesting is considered to be Paratantra Vyadhis. And this Paratantra Vyadhis is of again two types, that is Antyaha Punaha Dvidha. This refers to two types of Paratantra Vyadhis. They are Purvarupa and Upadrava. And this Purva Rupa refers to the premonitory signs and symptoms, that is the Purva Rupa is told to be Purvaja. That is the symptoms which are seen in the initial stage of a disease is called as Purva Rupa. That is the Nidana Panchakas are Nidana, Purva Rupa, Rupa, Upashaya and Samprapti. So this Purva Rupa is the initial state of a disease in which the signs and symptoms will be manifesting and it won't be clearly manifesting. Few signs or symptoms will be present in the patient. So this is the stage in which the initial stages or the starting of the diseases. So that is Purva Rupa. And Upadrava Paschat Jataha. The disease has manifested in its full term and the complications arises. That stage we call it as Upadrava. So the Paratantra Vyadhis is of two types, that is Purvaja or Purva Rupa and Upadrava. Purva Rupa refers to the signs and symptoms which are seen in the initial stages of the diseases, and Upadrava refers to the complications which are seen after the proper manifestation of the disease. यथा स्वजन्म उपशयाः स्वतन्त्राः स्पष्टलक्षणाः विपरीतास्ततो अन्ये तु विद्यात् एवं मलान् अपि तां लक्षयेत् अवहितो विकुर्वाणान् प्रतिज्वरम्. यथा स्वजन्म उपशयाः स्वतन्त्राः स्पष्टलक्षणाः विपरीताः ततो अन्ये तु विद्यात् एवं मलान् अपि तान् लक्षयेत् अवहितो विकुर्वाणान् प्रतिज्वरम्. यथा स्वजन्म उपशयाः स्वतन्त्राः स्पष्टलक्षणाः विपरीताः ततो अन्ये तु विद्यात् एवं मलान् अपि तान् लक्षयेत् अवहितो विकुर्वाणान् प्रतिज्वरम्. So the two types of diseases has been mentioned as Swatantra and Paratantra Vyadhis. So what is this Swatantra and what is Pratitantra Vyadhis are being mentioning. So the Swatantra Vyadhis are having Swajanma, that is it has their own specific causes or there is a Nidana which is specific for that particular disease manifestation. Upashayaha, it has its own Upashaya or the comforting methods or the treatment or the management is there for that particular Swatantra Vyadhi. And Spashta Lakshana, it will be having the clear manifestation of the signs and symptoms. So Swatantra Vyadhi is that which is having the Swajanma, that is the Nidana and Upashaya are there, and also the Spashta Lakshanas or the clearly manifestation of signs and symptoms can be seen. Such diseases we consider it as Swatantra Vyadhi. And Paratantra Vyadhi is opposite to that of Swatantra. That is, it do not have a specific cause for the disease manifestation. It will be happening either as a complication of the first Vyadhi or Swatantra Vyadhi, or after the manifestation of the Swatantra Vyadhi, this Paratantra Vyadhi can be manifested. So Swatantra Vyadhi is having its own Nidana and its own Upashaya, and this Paratantra Vyadhi is not having a particular Nidana. Because of the Swatantra Vyadhi, it can be manifested, or it is associated diseases. Because of the Swatantra Vyadhi, next this Paratantra Vyadhi can be manifested. Not clear or separate Nidana is not present for the Paratantra Vyadhi. Evam malan api vidyat. Similarly is the case of doshas also. When these doshas are attaining the dushti, we consider or we call them as mala. So the doshas also has to be considered as Swatantra and Paratantra. Not only the diseases, the doshas which attains the dushti, that also has to be considered as Swatantra and Paratantra. Pradijwaram vikurvanan tan avahitaha lakshayet. Here the word jwara refers to the synonym of roga. So there are different synonyms for the word roga, and jwara is one among the synonym of roga. Jwara is a roga, it is a disease, but in certain conditions the word jwara will be used as a synonym for the word roga. So in different types of rogas, there may be the involvement of doshas as either Swatantra or Paratantra. That is, the first one dosha will be attaining the dushti, that is Swatantra, and then after this one dushti, the other doshas may be getting dushti, or the other doshas may be getting involved. That dosha involvement becomes the Paratantra. That is, both Swatantra and Paratantra involvement of doshas can be seen in a particular disease manifestation. So if Swatantra dosha is involvement, then that particular dosha upakrama has to be done. That is, if Vata dosha is involved, Vata dosha upakrama has to be done. If Pitta dosha is there, Pitta dosha upakrama has to be done. And Kapha dosha is involved, then Kapha dosha upakramas has to be done. This is the case in which Swatantra doshas are present. In case of Paratantra doshas, what measures we have to take is being told next. So Vyadhis are of two types, that is Swatantra and Paratantra. Swatantra Vyadhis are having its own Nidana and its own Upashayas are there, and all the signs and symptoms will be spashta in that particular patient. And Paratantra Vyadhis are those which don't have a particular Nidana. It is an associated symptom or associated diseases with the Swatantra Vyadhis. Similarly, the doshas also can be considered as Swatantra and Paratantra. The doshas which are manifesting or the getting dushti at the first time, it becomes the Swatantra, and the management is the particular dosha upakrama. And Paratantra means the after the Swatantra dosha dushti, what doshas becomes dushti and the manifestation of diseases or signs and symptoms are present, that dosha becomes Paratantra. For their management, further the shlokas has been mentioned what kind of management or what kind of measures we have to do. Next, the management of this Swatantra and Paratantra Vyadhis or doshas. तेषां प्रधान प्रशमो अशाम्यति तथा पश्चात् चिकित्से तूर्णं वा बलवन्तम् उपद्रवं व्याधिक्लिष्ट शरीरस्य पीडाकरतरो हि सः. तेषां प्रधान प्रशमो अशाम्यतः तथा पश्चात् चिकित्सेत् तूर्णं वा बलवन्तम् उपद्रवं व्याधिक्लिष्ट शरीरस्य पीडाकरतरो हि सः. तेषां प्रधान प्रशमो अशाम्यतः तथा पश्चात् चिकित्सेत् तूर्णं वा बलवन्तम् उपद्रवं व्याधिक्लिष्ट शरीरस्य पीडाकरतरो हि सः. So the management of this two kinds of vyadhis are mentioned. Tesham pradhana prashamo. That is, when the Swatantra vyadhi is being treated, the Paratantra vyadhi will also get cured. cured. That is, the Paratantra Vyadhi subsides when the Swatantra Vyadhi is treated. Pradhana Prashame. That is, here the word Pradhana refers to the Swatantra Vyadhi. When this Swatantra Vyadhi is being treated or the Swatantra Vyadhi is getting subsided, Prashama, then it's Prashamo. That is, the Paratantra Vyadhi will also be getting subsided or it also get the Upashaya or Prashamana. Ashamyatah tada paschat chikilset. If the Paratantra Vyadhi is not getting subsided by the treatment of Swatantra Vyadhi, then we should go for the management of Paratantra Vyadhi. So if it is not getting subsided, then we should go for the Paratantra Vyadhi management. So initially we have to, or first we have to go for the management of Swatantra Vyadhi, and by the subsiding or by the Prashamana or Upashaya of Swatantra Vyadhi, the Paratantra Vyadhi will be getting subsided. If the Paratantra Vyadhi is not getting subsided by the treatment of Swatantra Vyadhi, then we should go for the separate management of the Paratantra Vyadhi also. Balavantam upadravam vyadhi klishta sharirasya pida karataro hi saha. And if we are not performing or we are not managing the Paratantra Vyadhi, and if that Paratantra Vyadhi is Balavanta or it is powerful, then it can cause us various Upadravas. Two types of Paratantra Vyadhis has been mentioned, that is Purva Rupa and Upadrava. If the Paratantra Vyadhi is not subsiding by the Swatantra Vyadhi management, then if the Paratantra Vyadhi is powerful or Balavantam, then it can cause the Upadrava. Various complications can be produced and it will cause more trouble. Vyadhi klishta sharirasya pida karatara. That is, the already by the Swatantra Vyadhi, the patient will be very Vyadhi klishta. That is, the patient will be very weak or debilitated by the Swatantra Vyadhi. And again, if the Paratantra Vyadhi is very Balavanta or Balavan and Upadravas are produced, then it will be causing more trouble to that particular patient. So in order to avoid that, we should manage that Paratantra Vyadhi as well. So in general, the Paratantra Vyadhi will be getting subsided by the management of Swatantra Vyadhi. If it is not getting subsided, then we have to go for the management of Paratantra Vyadhi, because Paratantra Vyadhi will be causing certain Upadravas. So if Paratantra Vyadhi is not getting subsided by Swatantra Vyadhi management and this Paratantra Vyadhi is Balavan and it is having Upadravas or it produces Upadrava, then it creates more trouble to the patient who is already Vyadhi klishta or who is already weak or debilitated by the Swatantra Vyadhi. Vikara nama akushalo na hi jihriyat katachana na hi sarva vikaranam namado asti dhruva sthitihi. Vikara nama akushalo na hi jihriyat katachana na hi sarva vikaranam namado asti dhruva sthitihi. Vikara nama akushalo na hi jihriyat katachana na hi sarva vikaranam namado asti dhruva sthitihi. In general, it has been mentioned that Vikara nama akushalo nahi jihriyat katachana. If the physician is not knowing a name of a particular vikara or a disease, the physician don't has to get ashamed, or the person don't has to get ashamed because of not knowing the nomenclature of the diseases, because there are various combinations of doshas. The Sannikarsha and Sannipada of the doshas has been mentioned. That is, when there is combination of two doshas and when there is combination of three doshas, the diseases can be manifested. And this doshas itself, combination can be based on the Taratama Bhavas. That is, if a Sannikarsha is there, Vata and Pitta doshas are there, this Vata dosha and Pitta dosha won't be mingling or associating in the equal proportions. In certain combinations, the Vata dosha can be more predominant, and in certain conditions, the Pitta dosha can be more predominant. Similarly, the combinations of two doshas or three doshas, the proportion of the dosha can be varying. Based on this Taratama Bhava, different combinations of these doshas can be present. So because of that, there will be numerous diseases. All these diseases are not having a particular name. Na hi sarva vikaranam namado asti dhruva stitihi. There is not a rule that all the diseases should have a name, and all the diseases which are prevailing presently also are not having the names. So the main management principle is we have to go for the treatment of the dosha dushti. We have to identify which dosha has undergone the dushti, and we have to manage that particular dosha. Ayurveda mainly concentrates on the dosha management, not on the symptomatic relief or symptomatic management. So we have to go for the lakshanas, and we have to identify which dosha has been undergone dushti, and that particular dosha dushti has to be identified, and that remedy has to be done. So there is no need for understanding or knowing the nomenclature of all the diseases, and even there can be certain diseases which are not having a nomenclature also. So based on the lakshanas of the dosha dushti, we have to identify the dosha which has undergone the dushti, and we have to manage that particular dosha dushti. स एव कुपितो दोषः समुत्थान विशेषतः स्थानान्तराणि च प्राप्य विकारान् कुरुते बहून् तस्मात् विकार प्रकृतिरधिष्ठानान्तराणि च बुद्ध्वा हेतुविशेषांश्च शीघ्रं कुर्यात् उपक्रमम्. स एव कुपितो दोषः समुत्थान विशेषतः स्थानान्तराणि च प्राप्य विकारान् कुरुते बहून् तस्मात् विकार प्रकृतिः अधिष्ठानान्तराणि च बुद्ध्वा हेतुविशेषान् च शीघ्रं कुर्यात् उपक्रमम्. स एव कुपितो दोषः समुत्थान विशेषतः स्थानान्तराणि च प्राप्य विकारान् कुरुते बहून् तस्मात् विकार प्रकृतिः अधिष्ठानान्तराणि च बुद्ध्वा हेतुविशेषात् च शीघ्रं कुर्यात् उपक्रमम्. So till this we have been discussing regarding the dosha dushti. So how these doshas are attaining chaya and prakopa. What are the reasons for this chaya, prakopa and prashamana of the doshas? At what time these doshas will be attaining chaya and prakopa? And after attaining chaya and prakopa, how these doshas are moving inside the body and how they are producing the diseases? And the three types of roga margas has been mentioned. Through these roga margas, the diseases will be manifested. And what are the lakshanas of these doshas when they attain the prakopa, or if a dosha or if a vyadhi is predominant of vata dosha or pitta or kapha dosha, what will be the general signs and symptoms which we can see in the patient, and the different types of diseases, what are the causes of particular diseases, and how to manage that particular diseases has been mentioned. So these, till now we have seen the description of the dosha dushti and how this dosha dushtis are producing the diseases. Next is the part of examination. If a disease is manifested and the patient comes to us for the management, how we have to understand this dosha dushti? How we will be understanding? By seeing the lakshanas, how we can understand the dosha dushti? Which doshas has undergone the dushti? What all examinations we should do, or what all examinations we should perform? Such all things are being mentioned further. So the kupita dosha will be depending on certain factors. So for examination, in the first chapter it has been mentioned roga pariksha and rogi pariksha. So for understanding the roga, we should know that the dosha will be depending on certain factors. They are samuthana vishesha and sthanantara. That is, samuthana vishesha means the nature of the causative factors. We should know what are the nidanas which are responsible for the disease manifestation. Or for a disease, there are certain nidanas mentioned. Many nidanas has been mentioned, that is both ahara and vihara nidanas has been mentioned for all the diseases. But we should understand what nidana has been present for that particular patient to get that particular diseases. All the nidanas which are mentioned in our samhitas may not be responsible for the manifestation of disease in a particular patient. He might have taken certain apatya aharas or viharas which are mentioned in the Samhitas. So we should rule out what apatya aharas or viharas or what nidana that person had for getting that particular disease. So this dosha depends on the nidana, and extent of this nidana determines the quantity or the degree of the dosha dushti. If a person has done apatya aharas or viharas for a certain time period and he has quitted that and he has changed to patya aharas and viharas, then there may not be the disease manifestation, or even though the disease manifested, the signs and symptoms may not be that much severe. But if the person is continuing the nidana sevana till after the purva rupa utpatti also, then that patient may be getting severe signs and symptoms. So based on the nidana, degree of nidana, or how much extent the patient is taking this nidana sevana, based on that this dosha dushti will be present. And sthanantarani prapya, and this dosha which is attaining the dushti, it will be moving to different parts of the body and it will be localizing there, and thus the disease manifestation will be produced. Thus bahun vikaran kurute, produces many diseases. So the kupita dosha mainly depends on the two factors, or the vyadhi manifestation is based on these two factors, that is samutthana vishesha, that is the nidana sevana, what nidanas are being done, or how much extent that nidana sevana was there, and sthanantarani prapya, that is it will be moving, or the dosha will be moving to certain other sthana and it will be producing various kinds of the diseases. And vikara prakritihi shikram kuryat upakramam, and such manifested diseases should be treated very quickly, that too after analyzing or after doing the examination or after assessing the adhisthana. We should know which dosha has involved and in which site the dushti has been taken place, and in which site or adhisthana the roga utpatti has been taken place. If the dosha sthana and the roga sthana or roga udbhava sthana is same, then it is difficult for the management. And also the hetu vishesha, based on the nidana we should understand what kind of management we have to give. So based on the samudhana and sthanantara prapya, the doshas will be producing various diseases, and the management of these diseases should be done based on the adhisthana and hetu vishesha. So this is how we should examine the roga and rogi. So darshana, sparshana and prashna are how which we have to examine the rogi, and the nidana panchakas has to be examined to examine the roga. Other than this, or during this examination, roga and rogi pariksha, we have to concentrate on these four factors, that is the nidana vishesha or samudhana vishesha and the sthanantara prapya, in which sthana it is moving, or which are the nidanas which are responsible for the management of the diseases. And similarly, while management also we have to take care of these two factors itself, that is adhisthana and also the hetu. So this is how we should understand, or we should analyze a particular disease, and we should go for the management. So this is how this first it has been mentioned what are the causative factors for the dosha dushti, then it has been mentioned how the disease manifestation is taking place and what are the lakshanas which we can see, and different types of vyadhis has been mentioned, and next is regarding the examination of the disease as well as the rogi. So this is how in general we have to examine the roga and rogi. Today we have discussed a portion of Doshabhediya Adhyaya and will be continuing the same chapter in the upcoming videos. For more updates on Samhita, make sure you subscribe the channel. Thank you. See you in the next video. Till then, bye.